Your arm as straight as possible. So what I want you to do is I want you to stand as tall as possible and just extend your arm back. Okay? Now, that is shoulder extension. Okay? So when you extend your arm back, it gives you a range of what your active range of motion is. That's as far as your shoulder can go. If you keep going further and further and further, you're going to start to get an internal rotation.
Right.
You're also going to increase that subacromial space. You're going to decrease that and get shoulder impingement. So if you can only go this far, right here, stay there for a minute, hold this here, and just bend your elbow forward. Good. So you could see where your elbow is right now at your full range. But what I did is I just bent your elbow. Right? So you can only go that far.
Right.
Right? Now, remember how far you are from the body.
Right.
Now attach and go into a bench dip. Go ahead. Go straight arm first. Go into your bench dip. Come on down. Hold. Is that farther? Is that farther now?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
A lot of it?
A lot of it. Remember that word, a lot of it. A lot of it. You're straight. So come on up for a minute. Stand up. Stay there.
Yep.
Do that extension for me again. Nope. Straight arm. Extension. Just one arm. Good. Hold that. Okay. Bend it. Here's where you were on the dip. You ready?
Oh.
Right there.
Okay.
You were parallel to the ground.
Yep.
How does that feel?
I feel it in here more than I
Let me ask you something.
do anywhere else.
Let me ask you something.
Yep.
Is this, if you were to push down against my hand right now, is this starting in your strongest position?
No.
Let me ask you something. Is that a strong position?
That's much stronger.
Yes. Okay. So are you at your weakest mechanical disadvantage when the load is at the heaviest? Go back into that dip again. Go ahead, go on. Right now, the load is at the heaviest. Some people also plate load.
Right.
Right here. So right now you got to get yourself out of this position and push yourself up. Okay? Your hands are also, have a seat. Your hands are also connected to the bench. So now there's a predictable outcome. We didn't even talk about the hinge joint. That's a hinge joint. It only has flexion and extension. It has no rotation. The rotation comes from up here. However, because it's connected to the bench, you're lacking that as well. When you go down and exceed that range of motion, stand up. When you go down and exceed the range of motion of this straight arm coming back, when you exceed that, you start to get a little internal rotation.
Okay.
You cannot be strong when you're internally rotated trying to do a tricep extension
Okay.
at all. A lot of these exercises are totally based on sensation.
Okay.
Okay? Someone's experimental opinion of doing a press. The machines were designed the same way, these tricep press machines. And most guys get in those machines and they stack it up and they get in there and they grab the bar and they start from here in their weakest position where the load's at the heaviest and they jam the weight down instead of grabbing, sitting down with the weight. Okay? But as soon as you start to come up, there is no way to get out of that position. If I can only bring my arm this far back, a bench dip is going to bring me not that far back,
Right.
here. How does that look?
A lot different than what you just showed me.
Okay, look at my elbows.
Your
That's what you
elbows and your
see
shoulders
time and
are
time
down.
again. Okay, let me ask you something else. What did my body look like? Go back in there. I want you to sit as upright as possible, perfect posture. Go into the bench dip and don't lose this. You can't do it, can you?
No.
No.
Your shoulders go.
Yeah. Isn't that sad? So your back starts to round out and you get even weaker.
Okay.
And then you put your feet out. How about the person who puts their feet up on a bench? So now you have the person that has to put their feet out in front of them. Let's not even say plate loaded. Plate loaded is just going to add stress and strain to this equation. Okay, so let's go into that bench dip and try to maintain a nice neutral spine. Go into your weakest position. There's your weakest position right there. Okay, now you have to push yourself up. Okay, I want you to rip your shoulder blade back as far as you can, create internal rotation. I want you to decrease the subacromial space. I want the clavicle to ride right into that rotator cuff and set up a series of disproportionate forces over time that's going to create a major, major complication for your shoulder. Oh, and by the way, I want you to put 10% into your triceps. Go ahead.
Ready?
Yep. All you got to do is a bench dip. The most ridiculous, besides an upright row, the most ridiculous exercise I've ever seen. Behind the neck straight bar presses, bench dips, upright rows. Divorce them from your life. Okay? Totally based on sensation, totally based on someone's opinion. We invented it, we decided to put our hands. I've seen people put their hands on a bar stool, like a round bar stool. You know, they just throw their hands back there, and now you see this from the back. It's just, think about it. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we just go over here and do a tricep press down with our hands behind our back? Why don't we do that?
I don't know.
Why can't we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.